Hey guys, what's going on? It's King Clutch here, and today guys, we're back in the NBA 2K21 demo, and today what we're going to be doing, I'm showing you guys what I feel like is the best point guard build you can make here in 2K21. Now, I haven't made a final decision on what build I want to make for 2K21 coming up here in a few days. I do not know yet. So what I'm going to do is make this build here a point guard, right-handed, jersey number, again, doesn't matter. Pick whatever you'd like. My thing is this year, with the two-way slashing playmaker, they kind of messed with it this year to where if you pick this pie chart here, you can't get, contact dunks right off rip. So what I want to try with, I'm going to go ahead and mess with this slashing and playmaking chart and see how this goes. So we're going to go with that. For the physical profile on this build, pure speed's a good option, but me, with this build, any build I want to attack at the rim with, I'm going to go speed and vertical. That's just kind of what I like to do, so I'm going to go with this pie chart here. Now, when it comes to this potential, we're going to go ahead and max out our close shot, our driving layup, and our driving dunk. Max out all these shooting stats because we want to be able to get as many shooting badges as we possibly can. Go ahead and upgrade our ball handle and our pass accuracy, then our perimeter D, our lateral quickness, our steal, and then our defensive rebound to give myself 3 defensive badges. So right now, this is going to give me 19 finishing badges, 12 shooting, 22 playmaking, and 3 defensive badges. So that's pretty good, well-rounded overall. I wish we had more defensive badges, but this is, a great offensive build, so we're going to go with that. Now for the body shape, again, this doesn't matter. I'll just go with define. There's a lot of things you can do with this. I would say 6'5" is a good height. You could really go 6'5" all the way, really 2'6" if you want. Now, me personally, going that high is not as good for you just because you're hitting your ball handle so bad. I feel like you want to be able to get those dribble moves. So if you go with 6'5", you can definitely do that. You need to have an 85 ball handle to get the dribble moves, so keep that in mind when you're doing this. Now, that's the one thing. You want to make sure your ball handle is decently high. I feel like overall, though, going 6'6" is a good choice, but if you want those dribble moves before you hit 99, you're going to have to go 6'5". I feel like if you want everything right off rip to be able to get the contact dunks and the dribble move animations, you're going to have to make the build to 6'5", but if you're going to grind this thing, you can go higher. That just comes down to what you'd like to do. I'm going to go with a 6'5" height. Then for the weight, again, this doesn't really matter. It seems like whenever you touch this, there isn't like a sweet spot like there was a lot last year. Now me, I'm just going to leave it right at 200 pounds. You could go down if you'd like. You go up, really. I just feel like leaving it in the middle is probably the best choice. Now for the wingspan, guys, what I'm going to do is I want to be able to get contact dunks off rip. So you need at least an 85 driving dunk. So you can take this up to 84.2 to give yourself that. You can go a little bit higher if you want to get that even larger. Now, really, there's a lot of things you could do with it, but if I'm just going to go with the minimum here at this 84.2, that way we're not taking as much of a hit in our shooting stats, but again, you could easily max it, but I would say go at least as 84.2 so you can get your driving dunk contact. So we're going to go with that. And for the takeover, I feel like for this build, slashing is probably the one I would go with, but you can definitely go playmaking if you want to break ankles. Playmaking is a good choice. I'll just go with that just for the fun of it, just because. But slashing takeover is also a very good option if you just want to rim run the whole time and be able to dunk on pretty much anyone. So we're going to go with the playmaking take, guys. And then for this build here, we are going to get a slashing playmaker that is similar to Ja Morant, Jamal Murray, and then Russell Westbrook. So we'll go ahead and hit continue there. But this is a great build. It's going to be really hard to replicate what we had last year in the two-way slashing play, just with the way they tweaked the pie charts and the attributes and the badges. So when it comes to these badges, for these defensive badges, I feel like Intimidator is important as well as Clamps. So I'm just going to put these there. You can kind of put these however you'd like. I feel like Pickpocket's good. Pick Dodge or Interceptor could also work. But we'll just go with those defensive badges. Now when it comes to these shooting badges, not having Quick Draw again should help us a lot. That'll save us some points. So if I throw Range Extender up here, I feel like that's very important to help these picks out the floor. That's a good one to use. Difficult shots, so we're able to shoot running shots. I feel like we're going to want it just so we're able to shoot runners. If they be 2s or 3s, we should have it. Now catch and shoot in corner, just so we're able to shoot a little bit better from those spots. Now with this build, making this in the demo, you wouldn't want to use Hot Zone Hunter, but if this was for a regular park build, use Hot Zone Hunter. But for the demo, you don't have Hot Zones, so don't use Hot Zone Hunter. Green Machine will work, as well as Volume Shooter too. Put Deadeye up to silver. But this is what I would do for the shooting badges, guys, and if you want, you could easily throw Hot Zone Hunter on. But we're not going to do that for the demo. When it comes to these finishing badges, Contact Finisher, Hall of Fame's the obvious one. We'll throw Giant Slayer and Relentless on silver, along with Slithery. Consistent. Fancy Footwork, I'll use gold, and then Acrobat will put on to bronze. Some of these last ones, what you can do is you can just hire up these other badges. You can hire up Slithery and Consistent. You can put Fancy Footwork on Hall of Fame too. Any of those work. There's a lot of things you could do if you picked, Slashing Take, Fast Break Finisher could definitely work. Pro Touch as well, or Cross Key Score if you're having trouble with layups. You could definitely do that with this year. With the way they changed the meter, I can definitely see that. Now, for these playmaking badges, guys, Handles for Days, Hall of Fame, Quick First Step on Hall of Fame, Space Creator on Hall of Fame is obvious. Now, as we pick playmaking takeover, I would experiment with Ankle Breaker. And if you're using this on the park, you're going to want bailout, but for the demo, again, you don't need bailout, so don't use it. Now, I feel like with this build, it's going to be your main guard build, so you would want floor general so you can, you know, boost everybody else's stats. That's very important. Now, also, I feel like downhill is important, and it is slept on because this can help you, you know, move in transition, get better speed, stats, and things like that. You want to be able to run down the court, you know, better than everybody else. So you're going to want but downhill to increase your speed a little bit. Now, I'm going to put tight handles up to silver, and then I'm also just going to add downhill up to silver. But again, there's a lot of things you could change with these. You don't necessarily need to use ankle breaker. If it doesn't work like it was last year, there's no point in using it, but we can see because you're in the video, and if you guys have not yet, please subscribe to the channel for more NBA 2K21 builds coming up here soon, guys. But anyways, it's been King Clutch here. Have a great rest of your day, and peace out, guys. Thanks.